Hey everyone, it's the Monday Master here, and today I'm going to walk you through how to implement and use some AI features in Monday.com that can make your life a whole lot easier. I'm going to show you a few different ways to use AI in Monday, from smart column actions to formula building, update summaries, all of which are going to be simple but powerful tools. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to use them in your own work to save time and keep everything running smoothly. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Monday.com guides and time-saving tips that I'll continue to release in the future. I'm going to build everything from scratch today so that you can really see how these workflows take shape. To start, we're going to create a customer inquiries board where our customers can reach out to us about literally anything. So we're going to use the custom radio button to make sure that our item is going to be an inquiry. This is going to be our customer inquiries board, and we're going to go ahead and create that board. So within this example, we're going to show you how to use AI within your columns in a few different ways. First, we're going to build out the board. So moving horizontally across the screen here, each line item represents an inquiry. So we're going to rename it as such. We then have our groups, which are going to be open, working, and done. Keep it pretty simple. Then our columns, we're going to have our status column first. So this is going to be new, working on it, and done. We're then going to have a long text column. That's going to be the description of the inquiry. We're then going to have our date column. This is going to be the created date. We're going to add in the priority. We're then going to have the person assigned to the inquiry to handle it. We're going to have another label column that's going to have type, and our labels are going to be feedback, support, and other. We're going to have a time tracking column if we want to track how long it's been opened. We'll add in a due date, which we're going to use to populate automatically through AI. And then we're also going to have one more long text column, and this is going to be the reply. And we're going to have AI actually write us out a reply. We'll add in a text column for customer name and an email for customer email. So now we have our board created. We're going to add in some automations here as well to make sure that this works appropriately. So quickly, we're going to go into the automation section, and we're going to add first when the item is created. We want the status to be new. And we also want to set the date to be today. We're going to add in one more. That's going to be our time tracking. So we can say when the status changes to new, start time tracking. And when it changes to done, we're going to stop it. So now we have our automations built into the board. We really have the structure of the board functional. Now we want to layer in our AI. So there's a few different ways in which you can use AI within your columns. You can use it in the text column, a date column, a number column, a drop-down column, a status column, and a person column. Within our few examples, we're going to capture all of that. But first, let's build it into this board here. So our first column that we're going to use AI with is going to be our priority column. So to add AI into your columns, you can just click the three dots to the right of the column name. We're going to autofill this column with AI. So the option that we have for a label column is we can categorize that through that label, and we're going to categorize it based on the description of the inquiry. So these are our different labels that we can use: critical, high, medium, and low. And you can even add advanced options here. So it already gives us a pretty great example. You are a customer inquiry categorizer, categorizing a priority of an inquiry based on the description. So notice you have 1,000 characters to add additional instructions to your AI. The more information that you provided about your process, the better results that you're going to get. So we're going to go ahead and save and apply that. We're next going to use the AI on the type. We're also going to, again, kind of do the same thing. We're going to categorize based on the description, and we're going to give it the same instructions. You are a customer inquiry categorizer that categorizes inquiries based on the type of inquiry that it is. We're going to go ahead and save and apply that one. Then we're going to add AI to the due date column. So we're going to autofill due dates, and we're going to say if the type is support, set the due date to the day after the created date. And you can, for each type of inquiry that you have, so this one's going to be a support inquiry, you can set certain rules to set certain dates. So we're just going to do the first one for now, and then we're going to do write a reply, so we can actually have AI autofill a reply for us to easily take action when these inquiries are coming in. And you can even use automation to automatically send these replies to your customers if you choose. So what you can say is we're going to use the writing assistant, and know you have a few different options when it comes to a text column. So you could detect the sentiment of the inquiry. You could extract certain info from the inquiry, which we're actually going to take a look at in a second. You can improve the text. You can summarize the inquiry. In this case, we're going to do the writing assistant. So for this, we're going to tell the AI to generate a response letting the customer name know that we have received their inquiry about this, and someone from our team will follow up shortly to give a more personalized answer to the inquiries coming in. So you can choose the tone. In this case, we're just going to do natural, keep it brief, save and apply. So now we're going to see all of this actually take action here. So I'm just going to quickly create a form to submit an inquiry. And we're going to say locked out of my account. We don't need to fill in the status. The description is going to be I forgot my password and am locked out of my account. And everything else is going to be filled in for me automatically. I'm just going to fill in the customer name here. So this is going to be the Monday Master. And we're going to go ahead and submit this and see how everything works. So locked out of my account. Notice it's going to set the priority for me automatically, which is going to be high. This is going to give me the indication into the type of inquiry that it is, automatically categorized. And then notice we also got a response that I can use to send to the customer. Dear Monday Master, we received your inquiry regarding your account access issue. Someone from our team will follow up shortly to assist you. Best regards. So we can send that automatically through an automation. So we could say, hey, when this column changes, send this email and the message be the information from the reply. But notice how we've used AI here to do a couple of things: set the priority, set the type of inquiry that it is, also set the due date based on the type of inquiry that it is, and also write a reply back to the customer, letting them know that we're on top of this inquiry. So that's example one. We're actually going to take a look at another example here. Let's say instead of doing customer inquiries, we're going to actually build out a board to manage invoices. So we're going to create another new board here. Instead of inquiries, each line item is going to be an invoice. So this is going to be our invoice management board. We're going to go ahead and create that board. And now that we have that board created, in this example, what we're going to do is use the AI to extract information from a file that we put into our process. So in this case, each line item is going to represent an invoice. Our groups are then going to be new, under review, and approved. Change our colors here. Our columns are going to be a files column, which is going to be the invoice. Assigned to. We're going to have a status. We're going to have a due date column, which we're going to fill in with AI. We're going to have a text column that's going to be a vendor column, which we're going to fill in with AI. Another text column, which is going to be our invoice number. The total amount, which is going to be a text column, and you're going to see why we do this in a second. We're also going to have another numbers column, which is also going to represent the total amount. As of now, you can't extract info from a file into a numbers column. So we're actually going to extract it into a text column and then tell the AI in the numbers column to just reflect whatever number is in the total amount text column. And then we can hide this column so it's not as ugly when we're creating our workflow. And then we're going to do one more. We're going to do a long text column, and it's going to be a summary of the invoice. In this case, we're not really going to go through the process of actually building out the automations and the workflow here. I really just want to show you how the AI is going to extract information from a file. So now we need to set our AI. So we're going to go for the due date. We're going to autofill that with AI. Notice we have the option to extract info. Our info source is going to be the invoice, and the info we want to extract is a date. And we're actually going to add additional instructions, extract the due date. Notice you have 500 characters. The more specific you can be about the instructions, the better your results will be. We're also going to extract the vendor. Again, from the invoice, we're going to do custom information, extract the vendor on the invoice. We're going to save it. We're going to do the same thing with the invoice number. Extract the invoice number, save and apply it. And then we're going to autofill this with AI, extract information from the invoice, and we want to extract the total amount on the invoice. We're going to save and apply. And then notice when we go to the numbers column, the only action we have is just custom action. So we can't actually extract any information from the file. So what we're going to say here is show the same number as the text total amount column. And we're just going to save and apply that. And then here, we're just going to autofill this one with AI. We want to summarize the invoice. So it's going to look at the invoice and then summarize it in the long text column here. Notice that your only options for being able to do this on a file in Monday.com is Monday Docs, images, and text PDFs, up to 6 pages long. I'd imagine Monday will continue to expand this capability in the future. We're going to save that and apply, and now we can see this all in action. Notice I have a file here, and it already started to pull information from it, and it's not an invoice. It's just a random picture, so everything's showing no result. But I have an invoice that I'm just going to drag into the box here. First, we're going to let all the information load to see how quick it actually appears. So notice we have the due date, October 15th, the vendor, East Side Co., our invoice number here, the total amount then being reflected into the numbers column. So now we can actually collapse this. And then a summary of that invoice. We have an invoice from East Side Co. to John Doe in X amount on this date, covering XYZ. So it's pulling from this kind of ugly invoice that I've created for myself, but you can really see the power of the AI and how it automatically fills in your columns for you. So it's going to save you a ton of time if you do any type of data extraction with the AI columns that you have available to you. Next functionality I'm going to show you with Monday AI is going to be through the formula column. So for this example, what we're going to do is create a leads board. We're going to keep it really simple just to get across the actual AI function that is involved here. what that actually is. So each line item is actually a lead. So that's going to be lead 1, 2, 3. I'm not even going to rename my groups. I'm actually going to get rid of all of my other columns here, just so that I can really focus in on what's going to be important when creating this workflow. What that's going to be is a label column. This is going to be the role of the person. And in this example, let's say we're doing lead scoring. And lead scoring can get a little bit tricky to write a formula for. We're going to have AI actually write out a formula for us based on a few certain criteria within our board. So this is going to be role. Let's say we have a C-level role, a director / VP, manager, and team member. We're also going to do another label column. This is going to be company size. Let's do 0 to 99, 100 to 999, and 1,000 plus. And then we're also going to do a phone number column. So do they have or do they not have a phone number? I'm just going to put in a fake number here. And then we're going to add in our formula column. So when you add your formula column, you're going to notice you have the AI assistant available to you. And it's what we call as a formula builder. So you just have to tell it what you're trying to achieve. So I have something that's pre-written here. We're going to take a look at it in a second. But the more specific that you can get about what you want to create, the better the result is going to be. So what I'm doing is I'm going to ask it to write out a formula that outputs a lead score that combines a score. And notice it's already completed, actually. It combines a score from their job role, company size, and presence of a phone number. So for their job role, no answer gets 0, a team member gets 1. Manager gets 2, director VP gets 3, C-level gets 4, company size, phone number, the scoring metrics there, so on and so forth. So notice it spits out a formula here. Notice it's a little complicated if you're not familiar with formulas. It's a very easy way to do it. You can just hit insert, and then what you need to ensure is that everything matches up with the names of the columns in your board that are being used to score. Oh, we're actually going to do that again. We didn't save it. So we're going to insert it. So far, everything looks good. So we're going to set the formula. And notice now it gives us our lead score. So as this changes, it changes the score for the lead. Oh, looks like it's not reading. So there is a very simple way to use AI to build formulas for you. Last few examples we have here is just through the writing capabilities of AI within Monday.com. So for example, if you were to create a new doc, you can use AI to write within that doc, and then you can also use AI to summarize anything that's been written in your platform as well. So notice we have the AI assistant at the top here. We can write with AI, write me out a sample meeting plan for my company meeting. Generate, and again, the more specific that you are, the better the AI is going to work for you. So notice it just built me out a sample meeting plan that I can easily just add into my document. Pretty straightforward there, but it can do a lot. It is very powerful. So go ahead and check out this more within your account. And then the last AI function I'm going to show you is summarizing. So let's say that each line item is essentially a talk. So talks could be company announcements. So each line item being a company announcement. If you're tracking company announcements in your Monday.com account. So this could be company announcements. And let's say each line item is a subject for an announcement. And in the update section, you could have very long announcements. So I have one here, a sample announcement about, new laptops being rolled out company-wide. Pretty exciting announcement. Notice it's very long, but what you can actually do with the AI is just summarize it. So if you wanted to easily create a too long don't read, you could do so, and it's going to add it directly to the document for you. So TLDR, and you can put it in your update. So now you have the summarized version as well as the company-wide announcement underneath it. So in closing, those are some simple ways to use AI in Monday. Again, smarter column actions to automate data, extract information, formulas to keep everything calculated, especially as they get more complex. AI is going to help you create them, and creating documents and summaries to take away some of the administrative work that takes to keep things moving in your company. So try these out on your boards, within your workflows, see what works for you. The more you experiment, the more you're going to figure out where AI can really save you some time and effort. If you have any questions or want to share how you're using AI in Monday, drop a comment below, reach out. If this was helpful, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I've definitely got some more tips like this coming your way. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Monday.com tips. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me either via email or any of my socials linked below this video.